Representing the 17 to 22 foot class in the bay boat category, the Blue Wave 22 RS1 has an overall length of 22 feet 8 inches, a beam of 8 feet 6 inches, and a max horsepower rating of 300. Designed for both inshore and nearshore fishing, she has a draft of 13 inches, a dead rise of 16 degrees, a dry weight of 2,100 pounds, and a fuel capacity of 60 gallons. Now, let's hear more from our hosts, Dave East and Rick Riles.
All right, we're aboard the Blue Wave RS1, and she's a bay boat, 22 feet long, and RS basically stands for Reduced Surface. It's the only boat they build in their fleet that has a step, and we've talked about it before, what a step does to the running surface of the hull.
Where the step comes in is you're traveling a good distance at a high rate of speed.
The benefit of the step will absolutely show up at the end of the month when you pay your credit card bill for your gas. You're going to see a difference.
But that's not the only feature on this boat that we really like. They did a great job with 22 feet of boat.
Starting up here in this front casting deck, first thing, all 4 compartments are insulated, even the ones on the side. Yes, it's a rod box, but if you do happen to catch a big fish that you're always bragging about, you have a place to put him. Also, too, you were saying earlier about the deck being recessed. To have a little toe kick on here, it tells you when you're at the edge of the deck. If you're fishing and you hit this, you know, hey, I'm at the edge of the deck. Don't go any further.
Don't take one more step. You'll be wet. I know because I've done it.
As we go into the cockpit, I want to show the coolest feature they've got on this boat.
Welcome to SeaWorld. I thought the front of this thing was the craziest thing I'd ever seen, the first Blue Wave we saw that had one, but it is really a neat feature. You can keep your fish in there, your bait in there, whatever, and constantly make sure your water flow is okay.
But beyond that, it's just cool. You put fish in there, you fill it with water, you turn the backlit LED lights on. Who else has that? Who can ever show that? To me, it's just one more feature that kind of sets the boat apart.
Really makes you look good at the club at night when you pull up to the dock, too. It's wicked. I mean, it's sharp to see.
If you need to get to the back of your electronics, they have a tip-out storage
Oh,
bin.
you know I love that.
You can keep all your stuff in here, but it opens all the way up. That way, if you need to service anything, it's easy to get to. You gotta have a cushion here anyway. This is a really good use of the space.
Yeah, but step back behind the console. They did a good job with the size of this console.
You have plenty of room for your electronics. It doesn't have a head, so there's really no reason to make the console any larger than that because it's got enough room. You have storage underneath there, but just the layout is what I like. There's a place for your cell phone, there's cup holders, there's little trays here. This grill here in the face of the console, that's your built-in radio. It's Bluetooth, so you can connect it wirelessly to your cell phone or whatever, but having the speakers here, you're gonna hear it a lot better than if you had speakers fore and aft. As we move a little further aft, what's my biggest complaint? We've been doing this together for a long time now, and you know my biggest pet peeve we see on a lot of boats.
Of course I do. Seating, okay? My bass boat's more comfortable than this boat. I hear it every day. These seats are designed, I think, for your bass boat.
Yeah, well, really for any boat, but I love what they do. They slide side to side so you can adjust your width. Let's say somebody's a little more portly, you can give them more room.
Hey,
Someone's a little skinnier, you can get, but they spin around. It just gives you a lot of options when you can do this with the seating. Yes, it's comfortable to sit on, but the fact that they adjust like this, that's what caught my eye. Well, last thing we want to look at this rear casting deck. We've seen this type of design before in a lot of boats, but I like a few things that they've done to it. One thing that we've seen before in the Blue Waves, and they've incorporated into this deck too, and I really do like the fact that they put a really big release well back here. But not just the release well, it's got a drain about that big. You just cannot clog it up.
What you're trying to do is prevent that cigar minnow, that little blue run or whatever, from getting clogged, and that's exactly what it does.
Got additional storage, and you've got the jump seats. If you're gonna bring your kids on the boat, this is where they're gonna sit. Check out what's right next to the seat.
Okay, cup holder.
Below the cup holder is a little door that opens up, a USB for their cell phone.
Right, and on this rear platform, let's not get away from the fact that it's recessed, which is very, very important, and they've got 2 live wells back here.
Well, the last feature is this ladder. May not be a big deal, but if you're gonna use it for towing water toys, snorkeling, diving, whatever, the ladder's good. What I like about the ladder is safety. If you can't get back in the boat, that's a serious issue. With this ladder, if you're in the water, you can easily deploy it and get back in. Well, they put a lot of features in 22 foot of length. We've got a high performance bottom, you're gonna burn less fuel. The casting deck's fore and aft, they made it really comfortable to ride in. I think they've addressed any issue you're gonna want in this boat if you're gonna use it for freshwater, saltwater, light offshore, anything you wanna do, the boat's up to the task.